Hi, I'm Paula Williams.
John Williams.
We are ABCI, and ABCI's mission is
to help you folks out there in the aviation world sell more of your products and services.
Absolutely.
Or both.
Or both, exactly. So last week we talked about the importance of live video and how powerful it is to represent your product, your service, your company, your ideas using this format. What we didn't talk about is what to talk about or what the content should be. We talked about the different ways of getting video done, but we didn't talk about what those videos should be. So
I'm sure you're going to elucidate.
Exactly. Okay, so there are a bunch of different types of videos that are really effective in the marketing process. And if you've been following our webinars and things, you know that we recommend a sales process that starts with prospecting, then approach, then holding pattern, and then sales or closing, and then referrals, recaptures, and resales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So videos can be used at a lot of different places in that cycle, depending on what the topic of the video is and how you deploy it or how you deliver it to your prospects. So, a lot of these things you can invest in a basic video, and then you can change the formatting a little bit, change the beginning, change the ending, whatever, use it in a bunch of different ways. So you can use these on LinkedIn, YouTube, email, dozens of different ways, kiosk in a trade show.
Sure.
There's lots of different ways to display a video or to present a video to your prospect. But what goes in the videos, we keep coming back to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first type is a product demo, right?
True.
So you have a favorite demo video?
Well, this was done at NBAA one year, and the guy's selling de-icing machines.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a machine that you can actually sit in and control, but it's all augmented reality, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it, and the video shows you what you're doing, and if you screw up, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite effective
So
from my perspective. And I don't have a need for one of those, but I'd like to buy one.
Right. So seeing is believing, right? I mean, being able to see the product in action and being able to actually interact with the product is even better.
They actually had the control booth of a de-ice machine there. And then what you saw was the reaction of how you controlled it, but it was on video.
Mm-hmm. That goes a little bit beyond the scope of a typical marketing video because it was integrated with a video game. But
most of these things we're talking about, we have done in one fashion or another.
Right, and you can take most of them a step further and do a interactive feature or a choose your own adventure kind of a situation. But product demos are fantastic. Another idea is a product explainer, and this would be for things that are harder to demonstrate. You can't really demonstrate insurance. You can't really demonstrate legal services. It's just not conducive to that. But you can do an explainer where you show charts and graphs and moving processes and things like that, where you can make it really easy and simple to understand a complex process or procedure or priority or anything that you need to explain. So explainers are great. We have things like brand promotion, where you're talking about the company's vision, mission, products, services, things like that. We usually don't show those until later in the holding pattern. You've already got somebody's attention and you need to build some credibility in the company behind your products and services. Another video type is events. And these could be things like we do a webinar once a month, or a workshop is what we call it because we want it to be hands-on. We give people a workbook and we expect them to carry on with us and come out the other end with a project completed. So those events are really well received, and the videos from them are seen a lot more than the live events. So, whenever you do a live event, if you can capture some video, even if it's like a highlight reel or whatever, those are great. Training videos, especially for after the purchase, You want to give people a really good experience with their first time using the product. So you don't want them to be frustrated and not know how it works. And videos are usually 1,000 times more effective than the user manual, is what they used to call it, or the documentation that nobody would ever read until they get in trouble, right? So those are always fun. Interviews with company experts or thought leaders, and we can provide that third party, interviewing your CEO or whatever if you need something like that done. If you're looking for something like a press release type of a situation, but you want to turn that press release into a video, an interview is a really great way to do that, because then you can talk to somebody and say, this thing happened. Why is this important? And how is this going to change things for your customers and all of that? So John makes a really good interviewer.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
do.
So does Stella, and so do I, actually, do really good interviews. In fact, one of our clients does, his entire podcast is based on interviews. It's Contrails and Cocktails. And that's a really fun podcast. If you haven't checked that out, that's globalaircraftgroup.com. They have those on display, and that's a nice way to do that. You can do personalized videos, and I do this when a client misses a meeting or whatever. I'll just go through their metrics and other things like that. If they're too busy to meet with us on a particular day, but we need to provide that information to them, I will walk through it as if they were in the meeting, and they can't ask questions, but at least they get the information, right? And as well as their reports and stuff, but it's a little bit more personal and customized if we do a personalized video. Customer testimonials and case studies. A lot of times these are text, but we can also do those in video, and video is even more effective if we can do that. And we can do those by Zoom.
Sure.
Or if we're at an event like NBAA or something like that, and you're having a lot of customers there, it's a great idea to set up a little corner of your booth to do client testimonial interviews, and just ask them how they feel about your product or service, and hopefully they will say nice things, and you can capture them.
We've even pirated rooms to go do that.
Yeah, we always pirate the education session rooms that aren't being used to do those customer testimonials and case study kinds of videos in person. Company culture videos. Now, this is really important, especially this year, because everybody is competing for great talent. So if you have some videos about what it's like to work with your team, here's what our process is, here are some of the members of our team, here are some excerpts of company meetings or events, here are teams performing work, this is a day in the life of somebody who is working at our company. If you can show some of that, then people have a better idea of what it's like to work with your company, and you're going to get fewer applicants that are a bad fit and more applicants that are a good fit if they know what they're getting into, right?
True.
Yeah. Okay. And you can also do employee recognition and things like that. So if someone has done a great job at your company, it's great to give them an interview and put that out. And then the last...
But not least.
And I have not seen this done as much in aviation as I have in other industries. And that is video on a landing page. So if you have a landing page that's not converting, so, let's say it's to your newsletter subscription and nobody is signing up for your newsletter, or for a demo page and nobody's signing up for a demo, or, whatever it is, the next stage in your marketing process or in your sales process, and you want people to take that next step, doing a video that is for that landing page specifically, saying, here's what happens when you sign up for our newsletter. I know how much everybody hates spam, but this is what we do with our newsletter. You get a tip of the week, da-da-da-da-da-da. You can unsubscribe at any time, and every single one of them is written by yours truly. And if you put that on the page, you're going to get a whole lot more people signing up for your newsletter than if it's just anonymous flotsam and jetsam on the internet. They know who they're dealing with. You're standing behind your service. You're promising them that it's not going to be spam and that you're not going to, do anything nefarious with their information, right?
Right.
Okay. So you want to go on the record to make them take the next step. And that's another thing that video is great for. Wherever your sales process is getting stalled, you probably need a video to get people to take the next step because they're just not convinced otherwise, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So those are some types of video that are really, really effective, and we'd love to work with you on any of those types of projects.
Or all of them.
Or all of those types of projects. So if you are a client, let's talk about this next in your next office hours. If you are not a client, you should be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly. So we'd love to work with you, and you can see the options for working together. And if it is a great fit, we'd love to have a free consultation and decide if that would work out for you.
Precisely.
Exactly. Have a great week.